Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, I wanted to work on the Redcat Ascent 18. I got this one a little over a year ago. Absolutely loved its stock. It was one of the more capable crawlers stock. Really fun, uh, right out of the box. It just did great. I don't know why I put my hand in front of this thing the whole time. A little bit after that, I started buying parts. I just kind of went down the rabbit hole. I just threw everything at it. Well, not everything, but I bought a bunch of brass, threw stuff at it, left the transmission stock, the motor stock for a while. I got put in this Surpass 180 87 turn motor, and it helped it, but the transmission still overgeared. It was too fast, but at least this was better. The brass seemed to help it, but I kind of started chasing something. I felt like it was kind of things were diminishing and things were not going great. I had done the stock stuff like move the battery to the front, move the ESC around, yeah, all that. I then ended up buying some Endura shocks for it. I put the links on it, did the drive shafts. I did those actually like instantly because everyone said that they would break. Brass diff covers, brass portal boxes. And at that point, I just kind of it kind of started getting worse. I felt like, and I was like, well, maybe it's just the transmission. It's just too high geared. So, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna do that, I have an AM32 ESC. Maybe I should just put a brushless in it while I'm in there, and I'll buy the Endura crawler transmission, like the slower one. So I put a Purple Viper in there, put that transmission in, and yeah, it was definitely way better. From what it was because of this. It still wasn't there though. Something just it keeps flipping over a lot, and it has nothing to do with the power. So I kind of just went down that hole just because I could. I think it's just something to do with I kept putting bigger tires on it. The stock tires did really good, but I was like, nah, I want different wheels. So at one point, I've always had these wheels on it pretty much. At one point, I had these Endura tires on. They did okay. I didn't like the lug. They kind of just it was almost like the lug was flipping, not flipping, but like folding over as I went instead of actually gripping. But I left them on there because they're already on it. Didn't want to undo the wheels and everything. Because at this point, I kind of just started kind of just shelving it. It was just kind of like over there, and I have it, but I didn't use it. But then the last couple months, I've been kind of trying to play with it a little bit more. I took these off. I tried some rock bumps, which are now on another truck. Didn't really care for it. I had tried these tires from Endura. I didn't like these. It was just like the lugs were too small. I don't know if it was that or I don't know what it was, but these did not do well at all. And then at one point I tried because I had gotten the LGRP mystery sale, and I got these grippers from them, and I ended up getting these black labels. At first I tried the grippers just because I thought it looked kind of like a truck tire. So I was like, oh, that'll look pretty good. I had these wheels already off of something, so I just threw them on here. Didn't really, I mean, they did okay. And then I had these tires sitting around, and there was no tires on these wheels because I had tried a different set on it. I don't remember which ones they were. Still didn't like them. And these were sitting around the other day. I tried them on here, and these have so far been the best ones. But I went out today, and they did okay. But I think it's just too tall. I think is what it is. Maybe with the shocks when I put it on, I put the Endura. Yeah, I don't remember what size they were. I'll write it down here after when I find out. It's almost like, well, first of all, I think that this one has less oil than this one because you can see it's not going as fast, so that's not helpful. The rear seems pretty good. I think pretty sure I filled those when I got them, so there must be something leaking on this one maybe. I think it's just too tall. This shock's pretty straight up. This one's kind of angled forward, but I think with the portals, this size tire, and the shocks, I think it's too tall. Also, I had at one point tried a different body on this. It's a T-Hunter body. And I really liked how it looked, kind of very compy-ish. But the size tires I was running on it, this size, or this size, no matter what I tried, it was rubbing on this, even though this wheel well's pretty big. Just because I was trying to keep this low. It didn't look right if I was any taller. I made my own mount for it to click onto the stock clip with some magnetic mounts. I think that's just a tire size problem for me. So what I want to try to do, is I want to put this back on. I really liked how this looked. I cut out a Redcat sticker, threw it on there, painted it, designed this bumper with a clip so it clips on the front of the magnets, like I said. And it came out okay, halfway decent. This body, though, is just kind of, it hits all the time on there. The clip broke off, and I have 3D printed multiple, and they just keep kind of breaking. I think it's just because there's a good amount of pressure there. So I put a bolt in there with a washer, and how I've been changing the batteries, like pinch this out and pull it up. The problem is that because I've done it so much, I think it's kind of loose, and every time it falls, almost every time it falls, this just comes right off. It's probably because it's pushing down on the top. I'm not sure. But yeah, I kind of want to go with I'm thinking of going with a smaller tire and putting this body on. So what I have to try, maybe, I got some Proline Swampers, and those are, you know, a little smaller. I think those would look pretty good, and they've done pretty good on other trucks. I also have these like weird fake ones, and those are smaller and wider. Well, about as wide as these, but wider than those. And not anything will go on. They'll all be going onto these wheels. So these have done okay on trucks. You know, nothing horrible. Then I have these other Swamper style tires. These ones are just harder though. They did okay on the SCX 24 6x6, but I think that was just because of the length of it, because it's so long being a 6x6. So I'm not really sure about those. They're just kind of stiff. And then I also have, and these are going to be a total question mark that I probably will not use, little Tusks. I got these on the sale when they were doing like a $5 sale. Didn't realize how small they were. And at the same time, of course, I had to buy, oh, you can't see. At the same time, I had to buy the landmine ones. I think if it drops down a good amount, maybe, but those are going to be, I think there's going to be way too small, but they're an option. Figured we'd try it. So put these over here. Put this over here. Take this body off. I'm going to throw the body on first. Well, kind of. I want to throw the body on. I can't exactly remember how high it sat on it. So there we go. So that's the Injora aluminum transmission with the crawler gears. Purple Viper, done great. The AM32 ESC, and this has a Radiolink RC4. And I think I'm going to take that out and put a MEUS one in there, because I have a lot of my mini trucks on the MEUS controller now. So looks like, I mean, it's not bad. I would just like, oh, you know what the other problem was too? I just remembered is I can't go much lower because of that servo hits. Maybe the only thing I can think of is right now it's straight up. If I move that back more, it'll be softer. And then right now it sits pretty even. Now, so quick thing. When I put this on, I have to take this and flip it, and then I can't use the bumper, of course. So yeah, what I've been doing is just taking it. Usually the bumper goes this way. I flip them out and go this way with it. Well, not usually. The one time I tried this body, and that's why I can't use the stock one, obviously, because the bumper's there. I'm really trying to not swap out the rails on this. I don't want to. Kind of getting tired of just changing everything on a truck and making a pretty much whole new truck after buying a truck. So I had gotten, the only reason I have this body is because I was trying to get free shipping on something, and this was like $7. I needed $5. So yeah, that's why I have it. So this is what it looks like right there. And then I just got to double side tape these magnets down or glue them up. I just probably double side tape them. And I know it's kind of compy, but I think it just kind of looks cool, and I like how it looks. I'm hoping it's gonna run pretty good. And I like these tires, but they just don't fit. And I couldn't. If I made this go back any farther, I think that it was hitting something. What was it? No, you know what it was? I was just trying to make the wheel well be really centered. And technically, I could go a little farther forward, but I think then I was still going to have, yeah, see, it just rubs everything, and I'm really trying to not just cut off the whole fender. So let me double-side tape these down real quick. They're just kind of some magnets I found somewhere, like magnet mounts. And I'll be right back. All right, all taped on there. I'll glue it eventually if I keep it. I just don't want to glue it and then find out I don't want it. So it just goes like that, pretty much it. You hinge it on, magnet on. So let's see. I wanted to see what the weight bias is while we're here, because I never actually weighed this one. So 307, 207, 514 total, 59% front weight bias from my math is right. So I mean it's pretty good. It just always wants to flip over, and maybe it was the body. Doubt it though. 300 and 235. Huh. Does do a pretty good amount actually back there, but still not enough. 300, 235. It's definitely less than 60% though. Yeah. Well, I think the next thing I want to do is I can't go any lower. So I want to lay down these shocks and see if that helps. I kind of just want this to droop down. This might as well. I'm really just trying to get performance out of it. And I think that I might have to check this shock, like I said, too. I'm going to lay this shock down, probably put it in like the third hole, I think. At the same time, I'm going to pull out this receiver and get the MEUS remote on it, I think, because I would just rather I have all my little trucks mostly on the MEUS little controller, and this one doesn't need a Radiolink. It doesn't need to be the only one with a Radiolink bigger RC4GS. So let me move that over, take that out, and we'll be right back. Okay, body is on. I moved the shock position back to the third hole here, and then I replaced the receiver with the little MEUS 4-channel one. It is so tight in this area because this cab, like hood area, is like right there. So I'm like just barely missing everything. Push these down here. This is fine though because the battery uses usually like one of these like 350, 400 milliamp ones, and it fits perfectly in there. But yeah, it now fits. Now I'm hoping that's going to help out with just kind of keeping the front a little lower. Oh, also, I did take that shock off. It was a little low, but I think it was more just my mind playing tricks on me. I don't know, because it seems fine now, and I put like 2 or 3 drops in, really. I've been putting 60 weight in these ones. Also, this one, I was going to lower it to here, but the links are pretty even, and I don't want to go negative. See, like the bent rear links, and if I go up one, they're going to start going upwards, and then these ones will still be where they are, so I don't want to. So I'm going to leave those there. Next thing I want to try is, this is the problem I'm having. See, this isn't too bad, but then this is what, does it work? Does it run? Yeah, it moves it, but I don't like this noise, and I really don't want to trim this. I just like how it looks. If I don't want to just trim off the fenders. I was looking online, and stock I think was about 62 millimeter. Wow, I forgot now. I think it was around there. Correction, I believe it's 60 millimeter stock. These are 63 millimeter. I think I'm along that range. I should be pretty safe. I saw that some people did go down to like 57 or so millimeter tires, so I don't think it's going to look too goofy. I'm hoping. Let's see. These, the Proline Swampers, are about 56. Problem is I don't have them on a wheel. Okay, now they're on a wheel. Let's see. Now, obviously, that will not stay. That looks weird, I think. That barely touches. I think I'd be okay with that. If that looks weird. That would look even goofier. I want to put them all on just to try. Hold on. Unfortunately, these don't work because they hit the portal box with the rim. They're just too deep. And I really don't want to take off these tires from these wheels because I did it for my Bronco with some tusks. And it was such a pain in the ass that I don't want to do it again. So these are just kind of here until I really get motivated. Plus, they're just going to look goofy. It was more just I wanted to put it on there just to see it. These look close, but and they don't rub. Like they clear pretty good, and maybe a scotch right there. But this also isn't mounted, so it's probably not as flat as it could be yet. I think though, that I'm really leaning towards these wheels, these tires, not these wheels. I don't want to go Joker theme like everyone else does with everything. These tires with these wheels, like they've been on. I don't have any other wheels that I really want to put on here. Yeah, I don't have any other wheels. I could have sworn I had some more, but they're all on other trucks, and I don't see anything I want to take off of to swap out. So I think, yeah, and I only have 2 of these. These would be kind of nice, but I only got 2 because that one has 6, and these are the extra, and these are just tires. So let me go and swap all these tires, and I'll be back. Oh my goodness, 1 eternity later, 24 screws, and they're on. I was skeptical at first of the size when I had 3 of the tires on in that one. It looked goofy. I don't mind that. On the camera though, it looks weird, but I like that. It barely touches there. It rubs like crazy there, and I don't understand why, because it didn't seem that bad on the other side. Hold on, let's flip it around. It's pretty even. No, it definitely rubs. So I think no matter what, it's just gonna rub. Like, and this is a pretty small tire now. We'll have to see when I'm actually using it how much it rubs. That's what I'll be curious about. I thought about putting a wheel with less offset on it too, because I mean they stick out pretty far. I just don't have any other wheels. And I thought about flipping the hub around, but then it looks funny because it's not the right way for a wagon wheel. Let's see here. What else do I have? All right, I bound the receiver to the remote, threw a battery in. Figured let's see if we can see it rub or not. Oh yeah, definitely rubs right there. All right, let me go at a bit of an angle here. Oh yeah, look at the light. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. What is going? How am I supposed to? I guess I could move the body forward a bit. I mean, the back a bit. I was trying to keep this with the arch. If you can kind of, just kind of with the arch there. But if I go forward, it'll be closer to here, but it actually has a good amount of room here, and it won't hit there because I can adjust my 3D print to not stick out so far. Because right now it has, it's like 10, 12 millimeters of space. I could shorten that up. You know what? Let me do that. Let me shorten it up. I'll print that out, and I'll see. Because if it's only a little bit, just enough to kind of get that to stop, then I think I'll be okay with it. I just don't want to go too crazy. So let me make that up, and we'll see in a minute. Okay, I made a 3 millimeter shorter mount here to bring it back this way, but I also forgot that I had these wheels and tires. These are the original tires from the Arctos. 3D printed inserts are designed, and the Hobby Plus optional Steelies with brass rings. The only thing I ended up having, they're a little smaller than the black labels, and like a little bit bigger than the Swampers when they're not squished. The only thing I ended up having to do was trim the outside edge of here, which I don't really like the look of. I don't like that I can't see this edge, but whatever. If not, then I'm not going to be using the body, so I got to do what I got to do. But so far, I don't see it rubbing like anything. It's close, but it doesn't rub in any direction. I got a couple millimeters there, a couple millimeters here. These tires did really good. I just started swapping tires out on the Arctos just because I wanted to. So I'm going to go with these and try them. The other reason I didn't use these wheels for a while is because they're 1.2s. And I had bought a set of tires that were supposedly 1.2s, these ones. But they're definitely 1.3s. You try to put these on and they just fall right through. If you put a 1.3 on, like that one has it, the Rock Band, they fit perfectly on there. So I don't know, someone must have messed up measuring. They even say 1.2 right here, but they're not. You can't do a 1.3. I'm gonna try this out how it is. I don't want to go a ton of differences. Right now it's just I filled that shock, adjusted the shock position, swapped out the wheels and tires, and of course swapped the body. So, and we're definitely now, like, you know, like I was showing, we're like almost 60% front. But let me go test this out, see if I can get some footage of it. It just snowed again a little bit, so we'll see how that goes. See what's covered and what's not, and I'll be back. And we're back from testing it out. The smaller tires definitely did better. I think this whole time I've had the bigger tires on it, I was just kind of sabotaging myself. And I know that a lot of people do bigger tires on these trucks. I've seen people doing like 70 millimeter plus, and then they have, like, you know, a pinched truck, or the, you know, the stock one cut up like crazy. They got all the complete fender out. But I think they're also must be loading it up with brass even more, like maybe like aluminum housings and maybe brass housings if they have it. I don't know. Maybe brass wheels too. But those bigger tires definitely hurt it. As you saw, I tried both. I originally, you know, we were trying to do the Arctos wheels, but they just weren't cutting it at all. Like they wouldn't even try to do anything really. It, you know, you saw it in the video. I instantly went and grabbed these. I put them back on, and it was like a night and day difference to me. And I think you can see that in the video. I also did try to put on the black labels on these wheels. I put on the deadbolt for now on here, and it did horrible. These are good, I think, in certain. I think they're going to be good on the deadbolt. Maybe something straight axled. Maybe a bigger truck in general, possibly, like, you know, something like the rock van might be able to take something like that, but it's just a little too tall for the rock van. But I'm saying size wise, maybe 6 of them on here, great, probably. It did not do good on here. Here you go. Here's a little bit of video right here. So I just ended up putting these back on and had a lot more fun with this. I'm back and forth about the body. Now that I have a smaller tire on it, I really don't like the wheel well. I might go with a different body eventually. Right now, this is working and I've been having the most fun with it I've had in a long time, so I'm going to keep it. I might get rid of the bumper. No real need for it, actually. You know what? Yeah, it looks fine. Probably just keep it like that. Maybe make my own little bumper. Maybe I'll throw some little lights in here. That's a good idea. That's probably what, 5 millimeters? Like 4.4 millimeters. So I could throw in some 3 millimeters and just kind of, they'll stay in there, maybe with a little bit of hot glue, or I could kind of drill it out to a 5 millimeter. Just have two little tail lights. Although there's no front lights, so probably not. So yeah, I didn't change the rear shocks at all. The front shock I filled back up. I angled them back. I went to the second hole from the back because it was on the front. Put the MEUS receiver on. Changed out to these tires. Put the body on. And that's about it. And it made it, work good enough for now, where I actually can have fun with it. I wasn't having fun before, so we'll run it like that. It's funny because I like it like this. I think it kind of looks cool. I just like to see the Outrunner spin. I posted a picture of this when I first tried this a while ago, and someone was like, "Oh, you put this in the wrong spot. The motor forward. This thing weighs like 15 grams, maybe. If I had it the other way, I couldn't put the battery there, and the batteries weigh 20 to 30 grams. So technically, I'm putting more weight forward. I don't know what to tell you, bud. If I put it back here, the battery, or put it right here, it's going to be even worse. So whatever. If anyone's interested in this, I don't think they're going to be really. I could put these files up on MakerWorld. Maybe I'll throw them up there anyways, just in case someone's curious. These, I don't remember where I got them. I think I got them on MakerWorld. I think it came in like 3 different size heights for these. I'm not sure. But I think now that I'm okay with this, I might do some E6000 on it for now, because at least that I can peel off if I want to. So I end up either keeping it and it's fine, or I can at least, peel that off if I go to a different body. I'm not sure what body though. I was trying to look some stuff up. I wasn't really seeing much out there. Well, there's stuff out there, but I wasn't seeing anything that jumped out at me. Honestly, I thought about trying to put this back on now that the smaller tires are working, but I don't know how goofy it would look. I don't know if it would look goofy with the small tires. Where are we here? Oh, yeah. The stock mount. No, I forgot that I flipped over the bumper mount, so it's not going to work right. I guess it's not horrible looking with the small tires. But the thing is, too, this weighs double this, I think. Just because of the extra bed and the 2 clips, and this just has the 1 and the magnets. I don't know. Maybe I'll try playing around with it, but I kind of like the sort of compy look that it's got going right now. And it's a lot easier to put on than this stupid clip in the back here. But anyways, I think that's it for now. I know this is kind of a weird one because it's really just like a tuning, I guess. But I kind of wanted to work on it, and I figured if anyone else is having issues, maybe they need that little bit of a change. And I didn't do much. I didn't buy anything that I didn't already have. Like I said, I bought this, and it was just sitting here, and I figured I'd try it. The tires I just had sitting around. So maybe someone has something sitting around that could help them. Worked out pretty good for me. Actually can do stuff. So anyways, if you have any comments, questions, maybe any advice, what's your Redcat setup like? Did you modify it a lot or just a little? I mean, I almost kind of wish I kept it stock, but I don't have a lot of the stock stuff. Maybe I'll buy another one, but I don't know. I also hated that I cut this like this and it looks wicked goofy to me. But I mean, even the stock tires are up there. Anyways, that's it for this one. Have a good day.